And there are already drivers on track, I have to say. I'm quite surprised that out so quickly. But already with a minute and a half gone in tonight's qualifying, you can see Sendeox will be the first driver to cross the line. He's quite far ahead of everyone else, but that means he might face some traffic later on. So we're gonna have to wait and see whether that's going to affect him. But as you can see, he is starting his lap. Let's ride on board with the SET drivers tonight. Let's see. Yes, Ethan, they are new. They are new. But through turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3, Sendeox has made his way through quite nicely there. No real problems, just keeping it quite smooth. End of sector 1, a 17.0. That's not bad actually for a first sector. Using that battery, bit of sliding on the rear. As now heading up the hill. Through this long right-hander, we remember Charles Leclerc spinning on the formation lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix back in 2024. But Sendeox making his way around. Looking very nice actually from Sendeox. Very, very calm with the steering. I can see very calm movements, nothing too big. Bit of a lock-up, quite a big lock-up through that corner. But so far, Sendeox actually isn't doing too bad when it comes down to keeping on pace. And again, a very nice middle sector for himself as he now makes his way up to the line. And the first lap of the evening, the first lap of round number 8. And across the line, it's going to be a 1 minute 7.139. And I've got to say, that's not a bad start from any driver at all. I must say that isn't bad from anyone as of yet. Jannes Mebom is slowly making his way round. I believe it's Sendeox's teammates. rchah? I don't know. But he crossed the line with a 1 minute 7.2, so he is just over a tenth of a second behind his teammate. Yeah. So, rchah goes to P4. rchah goes into P3 and onto the second row. Vilius Las Taucas goes into P4. Absolutely butchering names every which way. Pascal Gill into the pits. We've got to look to Fleur coming up to line next. He's invalidated. He'll start P14 and at the back of the grid here tonight. We look to Sendeox, who crosses the line and goes P4 now, ahead of Vilius. But let's have a look at the grid. It is Jannes Mebom on pole, followed by Marco, rchah, Sendeox, Vilius, LK, Jerry Weiss, Ransdal, Pascal Gill, Saab, Makti, Jayslin, Surface, Fleur, JBT Tyler, and Panos. That is the entire grid in 4. But we should be getting underway any second now. We should be getting underway for round number 8 of FRLT Season 6 Assists at Brazil. And it's looking cloudy. It's looking cloudy. So will we see some rain during the race? There's a definite chance that we could see it. I think the drivers will be hoping they won't see it, of course. But who knows? But I can hear that we're about to get underway. So here we go. So here we are. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go here in FRLT Season 6. Round number 8 of assists. And it's go, go, go. Jannes Mebom gets a brilliant getaway right off of the start. 3 wide through turn 1. And there goes rchah already up to P2 ahead of Marco, who got sandwiched into that first corner. Ransdal is round out of turn number 2. And look at that. Drivers going off onto the grass and boards getting completely smashed off of that start. But we can see Sendeox is getting quite close to Marco now as well. He's getting very close to the back of Marco for position. He's wanting that P3. SET pushing for a double podium this evening and would definitely bring themselves up into where they really want to be. I mean, 26 points would come their way after tonight, up to 117 points in their Constructors' Championship after this race. So that's as it stands. So for SET, they're looking very good. But if I was to put my money on a team, I'm going to be honest, if I was to put my money on a team to win the championship, if I was saying before this race, I would have said OMB. I would have said OMB were clear to win the championship, as they're their last sort of 3 races were actually far ahead of most other teams. But now I'm questioning it, because I think LR's had a bit more of a bounce back in performance. OMB's kind of fallen back a little bit more. But I feel like SCT, I think it's going to really be between OMB, LR, and SCT for the championship. I think it's going to be between those 3 teams. Another poor weekend for LR out of all of it. You know, SCT pulling in front, OMB pulling more points in, AZR pulling in more points. You know, I think altogether, I think that's the real thing. Oh my god, rchah is within a second of Jannes Mayboom. And what's the tie? It's 3 laps versus 2. So something's happened here. Something really bad has happened for Jannes Mayboom, because he's just been caught by rchah, who's not had a chance all race to get close to Jannes Mayboom, especially with that brilliant start. And now he has the chance. SCT could be chasing their first win of the season, and their first win in a while. Yeah, we'll have a look at the tyres. It is Fleur, and Fleur's the only driver yet to stop. Everybody else has stopped in this race. Jay Slynn has the oldest tyres out of anyone who has stopped. He's got 7-lap-old hard tyres as we're on lap number 17. But this is looking interesting now, because Jannes Mayboom has been pulled into DRS by everyone else down to P12. This is not good. Not good at all. What is Jannes Mayboom going to do? He's going to pull past his teammate, and it's now probably going to be the job of Fleur to make it difficult for rchah to get past, but rchah just does it anyway. But look at this, Fleur is really making it difficult, but just those tyres are too worn, and it's not going to help, but the gap is back over a second. Are we seeing rchah drain the same? He's not draining as much. As now here comes Villius down the outside into turn 1. Hard on the brakes. Still, Fleur leads away, but they're losing that time to P3 at the moment. Fleur really holding up the grid, but here comes Sendeox on Villius, as there goes Sendeox up into P5 in this race, supporting his teammate now. 25 points going the way of SCT. So where is this going to go? What are we going to see here? What's going to happen here? Is Sendeox going to be the guy to push through for P4 here? Are we going to see a dive? No. But around the outside is the way it might go. But oh my god, Fleur very much covering that line. Here comes Marco. He is now trying LK for position. He's really pushing LK a bit more now. He wants to get past him as quickly as he can. Fleur, he's going to be under a lot of attack from a lot of drivers behind. He hasn't got DRS. They've lost over 2 seconds this lap alone. Heading down the pit straight. There goes Sendeox. Very simple move there. Pascal Gill has also gotten within a second of Sendeox, so it might not be all perfect for SCT, and OMB might pull an extra 2 points ahead in the championship, and SCT might lose another 2, so we might see 123-point championship leaders and 118 for second in the championship, so who knows? It is looking very interesting. But Pascal Gill, he gets closer and closer to Sendeox on track as we go on to lap 33. But look at this. Something's clearly gone wrong for rchah, because I think maybe some teamwork giving him his teammate some DRS. But the problem is we've now got these 3 cars who are all quite close. And if they're able to catch out SCT, we could see SCT tumble down to P5, P6 in this race. I don't think any team really wants that for their evening. The final lap. Look at this. Who is going where? Here comes Pascal Gill. He's closing. He's closing. He's closing. He's closing. More and more and more. Is he sending it? No, he's not. He's going to be waiting behind. Let's see what's going to happen here. It's also big for LK here if he can get in front of Pascal Gill, because that at least pulls the championship a bit closer between those two. But here comes Pascal Gil. To the inside he looks. He's unable to make the move still. He's still waiting to make this move, this one final move in this race. He just needs one single position, and that's another podium for OMB in their championship leading run. Whoa, and a lock up on the rear. That's going to lose him some time, and that's exactly what he didn't want on this lap. Villiers, his teammate as well, needs to make a move very soon. He's saving up the battery for the straight. Let's see. It's not as much battery saved for Sendeox here, so it might be a chance. But here comes rchah to the line. P2 and P3 for SCT. Pascal Gil and LK just miss out on the podium positions. As we can see, spits of rain are coming down. You can see as the rest of the grid comes up to the line. Jannes Mayboom wins from pole. He doesn't take the fast lap though, so only 19 points go the way of AZR. rchah and his teammate Sendeox finish off the podium for SCT, followed by Pascal Gil, LK, Marco, Macti, Villiers, Ransdal, Jerry Weiss, Sir with Face, Saab, Panos, Jay Slynn, Fleur, and Tyler in 16th and last.